But sometimes a girl's got to sneak a little cheat. And I'm in the mood for pizza. The first thing I need is my gluten-free flour, and this is from King Arthur, and I got a huge bag at BJ's. This is a measuring cup that is actually 1.5 cups. 2 tablespoons of non-fat dry milk powder. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. 3/4 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum. One cup of warm water. 1 tablespoon of sugar. 1.5 teaspoons of yeast. Two tablespoons. Place sugar, honey, warm water, olive oil, yeast, and 1/2 cup of the dry mixture into a small bowl. Stir to combine. It says a few lumps are okay. I don't know what constitutes a few, but we're gonna let this go. Set aside for 30 minutes or so until the mixture is bubbly and smells yeasty. So I'm gonna set it aside, turn the camera off, and when we come back, hopefully it will be smelly and yeasty and bubbly. All right, be back. It is definitely bubbly, and I know you can't tell this, but it smells very yeasty. So I'm gonna add this to the dry ingredients and beat on medium-high speed for 4 minutes. Ooh, that is, you can definitely hear, we'll see the bubbles. Ooh, no, 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 no. What are you doing? The 4 minutes is up, and now it says to let the dough rest for 30 minutes or so after covering the bowl. So I'm going to do that. Well, it feels like mashed potatoes. Sticky, sticky mashed potatoes. Oh, I just got some on my nose. It definitely does not feel like regular pizza dough. I think it feels like spatula stuff. Spatula. All right. I just had to check, and it does look like spackling. So I'm going to cover it up for 30 minutes, and then we'll come back. It says to do a puddle of olive oil. Scrape the dough from the bowl onto the puddle of oil. Roll with this and see what happens. So the instructions, it says let dough rest uncovered for 15 minutes. So I'm going to do that, and we'll be right back. Not expecting much. So when you don't expect much, maybe my expectations will be exceeded. We see. It said 8 to 10 minutes. However, this oven, I tend to have to use the longer time instead of the shorter time. But we'll check it out at 8 minutes and see. It says bake the crust for 8 to 10 minutes just until it's set. The surface will look opaque rather than shiny. So it looked shiny when we put it in. So it's saying that it should not look shiny when it's set. I could put a lot of stuff on it, but I'm not supposed to eat a lot of stuff. In fact, I'm not really even supposed to eat tomato sauce or cheese, but sometimes a girl's gotta sneak a little cheat, and I'm in the mood for pizza. So what I'm gonna do is take this gluten-free dough, which will hopefully be crust, and make a little cheese pizza with it. And we'll see. If it turns out well, That's great. And if it's a flub, you'll know that too. So there's the dough. It does not look very appetizing, but it's opaque and not shiny. All right. Bloop. Enough cheese for salad.
Or I have to finish putting on that pizza. If you can still see sauce, it ain't done. Man law.
When you don't have cheese for salad tomorrow, I don't want to hear you fuss. There's the pizza. It may or may not taste like a pizza. We'll let you know here in a minute. Well, he's gonna cut it.
You want me to cut the cheese?
We did pull this out at the 8-minute mark. Let's see, did it stick to the bottom of the pan? It looks good. It probably tastes good. But see those scratches? Those scratches came from a knife which came up into the pizza which my husband ate. I guess I will eat the one piece that I managed to scrape up and see what I think. And here it is. I think you can see this because I can't tell. I think that it would be okay if we could just get the crust off the pan. So it's an epic fail in getting it off the pan. It's just taste-wise, it's not bad. But you don't want your pizza to look like this. I mean, I did the olive oil like it said. And that's what happened. So, not sure what to do next. Do we like it or not? That is the question of the day. So, I got on King Arthur's website. I followed the directions to the letter. including using a stand mixer and everything. The dough itself tasted okay. However, it stuck to the pan. And I used plenty of olive oil on the bottom of the pan, like the instructions said. Some comments recommended using parchment paper. However, parchment paper tolerance says 420 is the maximum temperature to use for parchment paper, and the recipe calls for 425. The only thing this recipe did was, well, I'm gonna get rid of a pan. Why? Because the pan now has scratches on it, and I am not going to eat anything from this pan again because I'm particular like that. So,
Silicone mat.
a circular silicone mat.
Or those new baking mats we just bought.
Well, those baking mats are meant for crafting.
But they're technically baking mats. They're designed to be like parchment paper.
More experimentation is required to determine whether we really like it or not. It says place the sugar or honey, warm water, olive oil. Ooh, I gotta add olive oil. I need a different bowl because I didn't read that part. It probably would have helped me if I'd watched a video on how to make gluten-free dough like 1,000 times before attempting this. I had to touch it. If I do like this. Do you have suggestions? Because you're looking at me like you've got recommendations. Man, this is like gross. I don't like gluten-free dough. I mean, really. I don't know if you noticed, but my bowl turned on my mixer and I wasn't ready for that yet. Alright, I think it's about time to pull this bad boy out.
That's what she said.
That's exactly what I said. Son of a biscuit.